Welcome back to Mock the Mock, where we take a look at someone else's mock draft. And I'm mocking, give you my views, thoughts, and opinions. Got a great one today as we take a look at DJ Daniel Jeremiah himself. He put out a mock draft, a 3.0. But what's crack-a-lacking? It's your boy Broshmo. Just in case you did not know so, go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content. As always, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have that nice, beautiful football discourse. Offensive tackle rankings for the 2023 draft, final ones, are going to be on the way. I'm just got to finish doing the Photoshop and then record the video and then edit the video and then upload it. So, yeah, it'll be on the way. Let's go ahead and get into this sucker with pick one. Don't know if he's doing trades in this, but is what it is. All right. I thought there may have been something important here, but there's not. All right, we got the Carolina Panthers taking Bryce Young, my QB1. I love it. The Panthers will do their homework on this year's quarterback prospects over the next month, but I believe Young is the best of the bunch and will emerge as their target. I'm cool with that. A lot of people are saying Stroud. The minute they moved up, people were like Stroud, ah. And then you get the whole Anthony Richardson, high upside tools guy. But for me, I think Bryce Young is the top quarterback. Go ahead, take a look at my quarterback rankings. Put out that video just 4 days ago or something? I don't know. All right, the Houston Texans get CJ Stroud. Look at that. Look at that. It's irrelevant. We know the first two picks are quarterbacks. It's just some people have it vice versa. It's A-okay, but it is what it is. The Texans have some quality pieces in place on offense, including a franchise left tackle who just agreed to an extension. Stroud should be able to hit the ground running as the week one starter, which, yeah, I think regardless, Stroud, Young, those are kind of the guys you're like, okay, first day starters, day one starters, go out, lead my offense. If you grab a Richardson here, probably doesn't start right away necessarily, or maybe just throw him to the Lions den, but he is a pretty scary weapon to have. All right, I don't think he's doing trades in this. I'm just gonna go with that since the Cardinals didn't move. But again, we could see trades later on because, again, if you're the Cardinals, you got to find someone that wants to move up. But they go Will Anderson. And, okay, he's saying here, I won't be surprised if if this pick gets traded to Indianapolis, Seattle, or Vegas. I don't think Vegas is going to be moving up. I don't think they're going to be moving up. They're going to be like, you know what? If we really want quarterback 4 that badly, just sit at 7. Screw it. But, yeah, no, Cardinals, they get Will Anderson, get a blue chip player. Good, that defense. Not a lot of good parts to it, but there's a few. And Will Anderson would be another one of those. As always, with this pick, I'd like to preface, let's see what the Jalen Carter falls like. Will Anderson, best non-quarterback prospect in this class that doesn't have some legitimate concerns. So Colts, who is it, Levis or Richardson? It's Anthony Richardson here for a DJ. Very interesting. Will Levis could easily be the pick here, but Richardson's unbelievable athleticism would be fun fit for Coach Shane's offense. I agree with that. We saw what he did with Jalen Hurts. So I tend to agree with that. So I think the Colts, they might be honing into Anthony Richardson. Oh, I just got a glimpse of this Seattle Seahawks pick. Oh, buddy. Freaking Jalen Carter. You know what? If I'm the Seahawks, this is probably the pick I'm still doing. Jalen Carter is just such a banger player. Let's read what he has to say. The off-field concerns with Carter have been documented. On the field, he has been the most talented player in this draft and would provide Pete Carroll's defense with a dynamic interior disruptor. Seahawks are an interesting point. They could go a lot of different routes at this pick. Whether that's trade down, but I mean, who's trading up then? Who's trading up for what in this scenario? I don't know. For me, I think Carter is the best talent on the board. So I'm cool with it. The Detroit Lions, they go Devon Witherspoon. All right, listen to this, Lions fans. I gotta speak my piece. You got freaking Emmanuel Mosley on a 1-year deal. You got Jeffrey Okudah with 1 year left, and so far, do you feel like you're re-signing that? You're definitely not slapping the 5th-year option on it, but you feel like you're re-signing that. Which leaves you with all of Cameron Sutton out there on the boundary past 2023. Corner is such a volatile position. Getting good cornerback depth, I think makes sense. I think this pick makes sense. Freaking, listen, if you're out here like, oh, that's not a need for us, blah, 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 blah. It's like, the draft's not for need. You draft for value. You're drafted to get better players on your squad. You want to address your needs? You should have done it in free agency. So, Devon Witherspoon's interesting just because the lack of a pro day didn't run at the combine, didn't run his pro day. A bit undersized compared to the other two guys here in Christian Gonzalez and Joey Porter, but the play was phenomenal this season. Las Vegas Raiders take Tyree Wilson. Very interested fit. Chandler Jones failed to provide the desired impact after joining the Raiders last season. Preach. But Tyree Wilson be fine, man. A guy that can be a 3-down player that is a very good run stuffer and needs more polish as a pass rusher, but the production's there for him. Incredible length. So, yeah, I'm cool with this one. And then Christian Gonzalez going to the Falcons. All right, I don't think so far, because I saw people tweeting about how crazy DJ's mock may have been. It may have just been a couple of picks that people got triggered with. Thus far, I don't mind it. I think it's an all right mock. I would love for Atlanta to get Christian Gonzalez. That'd be a phenomenal pick to pair up with AJ Terrell. You bring back Casey Hayward. You have good sub-package guys there in like Darren Hall and D. Alford. So like grabbing more secondary would be nice. Grabbing a pass rusher would be great too. It really depends what's available here. So I think it's a good pick. Let's see what happens at pick 9 for the Chicago Bears. The Bears. They go Peter Skoronski. I understand this as he's a bit versatile. Like you could maybe, the dude was recruited as a center, so you could literally plop him at center if you want, if the Bears aren't feeling good, or maybe you just put him at right tackle. I don't necessarily think they have to go with Jenkins at tackle. You could keep him at guard. Nate Davis, I'm kind of cool with playing. I actually probably put Davis at right guard and then move Jenkins over to left guard. But I understand. You get a very versatile piece along that offensive line, and you're kind of hoping it's your final ingredient. Now that you also got Braxton Jones there. You also have Cody Whitehair, who could honestly probably play center too. You got Lucas Patrick, a very good depth guy. So, yeah, I'm okay with that. And, I mean, there's a reason why he lists him as an offensive line, not OT. The Philadelphia Eagles take Lucas Van Ness. I know he's pretty high on Van Ness. A lot of people are pretty high on Van Ness at this point. All right. So he talks about Brandon Graham playing on a 1-year deal. And he mentions Fletcher Cox because Lucas Van Ness does have the ability to kick inside. If you don't recall, he played 3 tech in 2021. So I think there's sense there to be made. Try to address a strength before it becomes a weakness. I'm trying to think, who have they haven't really brought in anybody. They were just trying to retain a few of their guys. So like, yeah, the defensive line's probably still an issue here. So I don't mind Lucas Van Ness, the pick here. Pick 11. Ooh, is this going to remain tackle for the Titans? No, they go with Jackson Smith-Njigba. Like, straight up, dude. Honestly, Titans need a separator. Like, this probably means Kyle Phillips, you're a return man and like a wide receiver 4, but it is what it is. Jackson Smith would help open up that offense a little bit. So, yeah, if they want to go wide receiver here, I don't mind it, but I think preferably maybe you trade down a little bit. But then again, that's the thing. Wide receivers are kind of all over the place when it comes to this draft. Oh, I just heard Gojo's stomach like wish around. You drink a lot of water, bud? The Houston, if you don't know, Gojo's my dog. Everyone knows who Gojo is, dude. Gojo's a freaking star, dude. He's a stud. Houston Texans go with my boy Myles Murphy. Private Pro Day will be in April, which at that point I'm hoping he kind of like maybe solidifies like edge 3 or 4 in this class. He says here, now they have a dynamic piece to the defensive front. Murphy has tremendous upside. I tend to agree. I know a lot of people are sleeping on him. I mean, I did a predictive where what he felt to like the Saints pick. But I'm taking this guy inside the top 20. I get it. The production wasn't ideal this season, but the dude, wait till he tests out, man, because he's going to be, the tools are just, all right, the New York Jets take Nolan Smith as a very surprising pick. So they mentioned the Jets will likely lose Bryce Huff after next season. Honestly, I'm surprised Carl Lawson wasn't a cap casualty this season. So this is interesting. This doesn't feel like something like we'd see from a Robert Saleh defense. Hold on. I do want to look at other guys I could maybe compare size-wise that played under Saleh. Yeah, no. Yeah. I was like hoping, maybe D Ford, but like D Ford has like 20 pounds on Nolan Smith here. Drake Jackson last year, I felt like he was still above 150. Pretty confident of that. Let's see. 173. This is such a weird guy, man. He fluctuated weights during his pro day and combine effortlessly. So yeah, not really the type of guy you'd typically see Saleh go after. So it's an interesting pick. The New England Patriots take Bijan Robinson. Holy freaking moly. The Patriots don't think like every other franchise. True. I believe they could see Robinson as a valuable addition instead of a player at a non-premium position. He would team up with Ramondre Stevenson to give New England one of the best backfields in the NFL. That was so beautiful. But I don't buy into it. I get it. Patriots don't do things like other people do. And I get people are experimenting with where Bijan may go. But I don't think this is it, Chief. I kind of feel like tackle would be a good spot. I know they brought in some veteran guys, but like, come on. They need to get younger at the position. Like Riley Reef, Trent Brown. They ain't exactly spring chickens. The Green Bay Packers take Paris Johnson here. Huh. So he has Paris Johnson starting immediately at right tackle. Here, I want to take a quick gander at projected depth chart for the Packers. Our lads. I should have put depth chart, but they know what I mean. All right, let's look at this real quick. Oh, close these freaking ads. All right. So Zach Tom's looking to be the starter at right tackle, which I'm okay with. And I get that David Bakhtiari, you don't know when he'll get hurt again. Kind of just hoping for the best there. I guess it kind of makes sense to grab like Paris Johnson, if maybe you want to start him at right tackle. I'm not a big fan of John Runyon. I feel like you could upgrade. Him and Royce Newman are basically the same player to me. Oh, my boy Sean Ryan. Very interesting. Very interesting. And I mean, the value is good. I'm not against it. Washington Commanders take Dalton Kincaid. Yeah, we know DJ loves Kincaid. That's why, or tight end 1 for him. He said, I want roll out a quarterback with this selection. Stop. Is Will Levis still on the board? How have I not noticed that? Gosh, well, he's going to the Bucks. I mean, we're at this pick. He ain't going to Steelers. He might go to the Lions, but if anything, probably the Bucks. I get it. Logan Thomas, bit banged up. He's kind of winding down the end of his career. And Eric Bieniemy, the tight end's kind of been a big focal spot, so Dalton Kincaid kind of makes sense. Is this early for him? A tad, but I don't think it's like ludicrous. All right, let's see this Joey Porter pick for the Steelers. Hey, it's Broderick Jones. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. Broderick Jones, I think that's a good pickup. Replace Dan Moore or who's the other guy they got there? Corafor? You can honestly replace either of those guys. Like, straight up. At pick 32 for the Steelers, first pick of the second round, if there's Darnell Wright or Dwan Jones, I might be like, screw it. Send it. Let's revamp this offensive line. And you get, oh, golly, that would be sick. I'm not going to lie. Be like, oh, they got bigger horse stuff. Well, sorry. Sucks to suck. You drafted a running back in the first round. You better be at least running behind a decent offensive line. And he currently, it's a little lackluster. You want to talk about, it's not a need, wasted value. It's like, well, your running back's depreciated. So, sorry. All right. Kalijah Kancey going to the Detroit Lions. Y'all know I'm higher on Eddie Tambiwa Adibari. But it's fine. I get a lot of people really like Kancey, and he kind of fits next to Liam McNeil. I think either of those picks would be really good. So you kind of get that guy, that penetrator next to Liam McNeil. I kind of like it. And Tom Brady, I said Tom Brady. They're no longer the Tampa Bay Bradys, but the Buccaneers. They get Will Levis. I mean, if he falls here, this is kind of extraordinary value. I imagine a trade up occurs if Will Levis gets out of the top 10, let alone if he gets by 7, I think teams will start talking. Because you can't trust what Tennessee's going to do with pick 11. Next wide receiver off the board here is Jordan Addison. So he sees him as a good complement to DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. I think also part of that is he kind of sees Addison being a long-term Tyler Lockett replacement. So that's all right. I think Addison, unfortunately, couldn't run the 40 because, like, the weather was dog water for the pro day at USC. But I haven't pulled it up yet. But I only assume if they were going to run the 40, it had to be outside. They didn't have an inside facility that had had enough room to run. All right, Chargers go with Zay Flowers. I'm cool with this. Get speed. They're kind of missing long field speed there on the at the receiver position. Ooh, I want to read this Nick Saban article after I'm done here. But yeah, no, I like the pick here. Zay Flowers, like, I think he'd work well with guys like Keenan Allen, Josh Palmer, Mike Williams. So cool with that. Baltimore Ravens get freaking Joey Porter is just kind of like drop out of heaven. Great pick, great fit for the Baltimore Ravens. This is a great pick. Do we really need to go more into it than that? Oh, Minnesota Vikings go with Hendon Hooker. Well, I mean, I guess if you really value that 5th year, I suppose. The Vikings have been doing their homework on this quarterback class. Hooker is well liked around the league, and he could sit for a year behind Cousins before taking over and ushering in a new era for Kevin O'Connell. I don't hate this. Do I feel like it's extraordinarily early? Yes, I understand the importance of a 5th year, though, especially with a quarterback. I mean, one way or another, it's either he's the guy or you just burnt this pick. Like, that's the only 2 ways things can go. So, if you really like Hendon Hooker that much, I say go for it. Get that 5th year option. But, like, just understand you are throwing away a lot of value at this pick. So, I don't hate it. I don't mind the home run swing. It's just sometimes you end up getting a strike on him instead of a home run. All right, Jacksonville Jaguars go Deonte Banks. I'm just checking real quick. What were Bates's slot snaps last year? He played 13 snaps in the slot. 2021. Oh, that's right. He didn't play in 2021. He played like 2 games. Had a freaking shoulder injury. Huh. See, and I think slot's kind of like Darius Williams played so well on the outside. He did not play well in the slot to open the year. But when they moved him outside because Shaquille Griffin was kind of like pants. He performed really well. So I feel like if you're doing this, I hope you have a lot of confidence in Banks in the slot. I really, really do. I said Banks, but Darius Williams, excuse me. So I get it. A lot of people like Banks. Stupid good athlete. Maybe you see him more as a long-term answer compared to Darius Williams. Darius Williams will be in year 2 of his, I think, 3-year contract. So Joe Tippmann, Mamma Mia! And I thought Hendon Hooker was spicy. Muy caliente. First offensive interior off the board. Joe Tippmann. The Giants did a nice job adding some much needed speed to the skill position of free agency. They still need wide receiver. They did not grab guys that will move the needle, in my opinion. Tippmann would team up with 2 young, talented offensive tackles to protect Daniel Jones. What, at center? I guess Feliciano. Never get his name right. I don't care. He's over in San Fran now, but yeah, I guess center's open. They're going to be rolling with Josh E. from UNC last year. And what do they got? Mark Lewinsky, right? So you're grabbing a center. He's really high on Tippmann then. Having him go ahead of guys like Vila and John Michael Schmitz. That's interesting. All right, Dallas Cowboys, Mozzie Smith. This one kind of makes the most sense. If you haven't checked out the franchise guys mock draft, check it out. But like the Cowboys need a freaking space eater. Siaki Ika ain't that guy. This class, like Mozzie Smith, probably still warrants a top 50 pick. So it's like it's probably a good place to get him. Quentin freaking Johnson still on the board, and he just waltzes into Buffalo. This is ridiculous. I can't even believe that. Wow. I really do love the addition. Like, I mean, it's just a great pick. It really is. I'd rather them address the offensive line. Their offensive line was dog water. But Quentin Johnson, man, that's just great value here for Buffalo. Darnell Wright going to the Bengals. So I think Wright will be able to challenge for that right tackle spot immediately. With I guess La'el Collins. You could throw Carmen Jackson or Jackson Carmen. Maybe Jackson Carmen moves back to left guard to challenge Volson, who's had a year that you would expect a rookie would have. So I still like adding more pieces to the offensive line here. I don't mind it. Saints go Michael Mayer. Ooh la la. Get a tight end for Derek Carr. Nice reliable security blanket. Sure, we just signed Jawan Johnson to 2 years, $12 million, but send it again. I don't know. I think this should be defensive line. I mean, there's a couple of guys sitting here at Itamiwa, at Bari. You could make a case for BJ Ojolari. You can make a case for Brian Brazil still on the board here. There's a lot of guys they could have picked here. There's Felix Andrew DK Uzama. Didn't name him, but he's going here to the Philadelphia Eagles. Didn't they just get an edge? Lucas Van Ness? So they're like totally revamping the edge position. Like Josh Sweat's still there, but hey, our pass rush is going to be fierce. We're going to guarantee we hit with one of these two guys. I find that very interesting. And then I do like Kansas City's pickup here of Will McDonald. Like, what, at parts last year, weren't they using Willie Gay as a blitzer sometimes? Not even a blitzer, a guy that was literally coming off the edge. So maybe they're looking for those guys that are just stupid explosive. They don't really care if they're a little lanky. So I kind of like that. Charles Omeni, who is a guy with a very versatile body type. He could kick inside. So, like, Will McDonald makes sense, man. And I heard his pro day went really well, so I'm cool with it. Who are guys that didn't go in this? Let's see. We saw Bijan. Cam Smith, perhaps. You can make a case Dwan Jones or Anton Harrison. Really, the interiors here, like Osiris Torrance slipping out. Wow, that's a little surprising. I like Tommy Watt, but like that guy is someone I'm just firmly higher on than the general community. But interesting mock draft. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. No Brian Branch. But yeah, as always, until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.